Again for the Adam Cox from the Jacob George Memorial Band. I want to thank you all for coming out today. Everyone here knows that Jacob touched them in a very profound way. We've got folks here all the way from Oregon, all the way from Vancouver, all the way from Philadelphia, from New York. And this is just a small fraction of the people that Jacob touched and influenced. I'm talking thousands of people in such a very short period of time. It was a testament to him. He made the national news last week. Amy Goodman on Democracy Now! Did a wonderful, heartfelt, wasn't just a clip, a real heartfelt broadcast and tribute to Jacob and the work that he did. Jacob was more than a link in the chain, and he's got to be at least half a dozen links. So I would ask everybody here, we all have to be here for each other and hold each other. This is really what's required and called for as we grieve and as we mourn, and also as we celebrate Jacob's life, because there's a lot to celebrate. He did so many incredible things. I don't know how many people could ride 8,000 miles on a bicycle. He did it, and he touched thousands of people doing it. But more about that, and more eloquently, there'll be people coming up to speak. I would like to make a couple of announcements, if I may. There is I think a basket or a jar over there for donations. Very close to Jacob's heart and to the heart of Jacob's family is the Peace at Home shelter for women and families. There will be donations going to that organization. Also, Veggies for Vets, wonderful organization out of Madison, Wisconsin. Very close to Jacob's heart, and we want to definitely try to send some donations in his honor to them. Also to the Omni Center. here in Fayetteville. So please, if you're so moved, definitely take a look at Jacob's banjo, look at his picture, sign the guest book, and make a donation in his honor to these organizations. There will be a bicycle ride, a memorial bicycle ride today between 3:30 and 4 o'clock right here, right outside. If you don't have a bike, there will be some bikes, extra bikes available. This will not be, I promise you, a 50-mile bike ride. So don't get scared, even if you just want to ride a short while. But I heard that there'll even be arrangements to drive you back should you not be able to make the whole trip. So anyway, I don't know how long that's going to be going on for, but it will be happening here between 3:30 and 4. And also, I want to tell you that at 7 o'clock at the Omni Peace, Justice, and Ecology Center, Omni Center for Peace, Justice, and Ecology, at 3274 North Lee, that's up the road on College Avenue here in Fayetteville, there'll be a farewell memorial where if you did not get a chance to say something, you can certainly come to that memorial. And I've been told that there'll be a place for almost everybody to say something and sing something and just kind of, again, be there and hold each other. At this point, I'd like to introduce some people that are going to be speaking and sharing some feelings, thoughts, and intimacy about their lives with Jacob. And the first person I want to introduce is Brock McIntosh, a fellow veteran of Jacob. He traveled with Jacob on his last trip, his final trip to Afghanistan. This time not as a warrior, but as a warrior for peace. And Brock will tell you more about that. And we're going to have an opportunity, if technology allows us, to actually Skype live and direct to Kabul, or Kabul, which I like to say. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is, but and speak with, or one of Jacob's friends will he just wanted to be part of this, and it's so appropriate and so fitting that he is. And then there's also going to be a Skype with Erica Thorne, an elder and mentor of Jacob. She's with the Training for Change. So please, a nice round of applause for Brock McIntosh. Somebody up in the sound booth. A little bit of reverb and feedback. I don't think it's a mic, no, it's a buzz.
So, hey everyone, my name is Brock, and I got back from Afghanistan. When I got back from Afghanistan a few months later, I met Jacob. We co-founded Afghanistan Veterans Against the War together with some other veterans, and we traveled to Afghanistan as civilians a few summers ago. Those who know Jacob know the mountains were very important to him. He grew up in the mountains, he played in the mountains. He also went to war in the mountains. And he found reconciliation in the mountains in Afghanistan. He met some Afghans who called themselves mountain boys, and Jacob called himself a hillbilly. And when Jacob traveled there, they had both just got done planting potatoes, and they both mused over the absurdity of farmers killing farmers while people are starving. And he made a lot of great friends there in Bamiyan and Kabul, and they wanted to share some words. We're having some technical difficulties, so I'm going to try to get them up right now.
While Brock is doing that and getting Kabul on the line, might be some of you have not heard or gotten a copy of The Soldier's Heart, and I believe there are CDs. It's either Peace from the Hills or Soldier's Heart. I think it's Soldier's Heart. Well, they are over there, and please take them. We would like you to have a copy of that CD. We got them especially for you all to get a copy and hear what Jacob produced. It's a true masterpiece, along with Kelly and Donna and other amazing musicians. Sometimes getting through to a place like Afghanistan is very difficult. Broadband is not very broad, so we have to have a little patience here. If I could sing, I'd sing a song, but I'm not. You don't want to hear me sing. I'm not good. No. Don't put me on the spot, Kelly. Also, please admire the beautiful medicine wheel when you get a chance. It was created by Lynn Moore, and Hamza saw it at an auction and knew that that would be the right thing for Jacob, and it was one of Jacob's most prized possessions. Besides his bicycle, I think the medicine wheel might have been his most prized possession, and I just spoke with Lynn a little earlier. She was so touched because he added so many things to that wheel along the way on his journey. He'd come back with a feather or some other.
These volunteers are here. Okay, great. So, go ahead, Hakeem.
Hello to all of you from Kabul. I hope they are hearing us because we blocked Brock on Skype. But from Kabul, we'd like to say, send all of you our peace. Salam. Salam. Those of us who know Brock have put together a message, and Five will first read the message in Dari, the official language in Pakistan. Okay, Five.
سلام. زمانی که جیکاب به کابل آمد با رضاکاران صلح ملاقات کرد، مرزهای امریکا را عبور کرد. او از قبلش به ما آهنگ خواند، شاید آهنگش یاد ما نباشد. صدا و روحش آن چیزی است که هر یک ما می‌شناسیم. صلح درونی و بیرونی را محکم است. تشکر از جیکاب برای مهربانیش که از مردم افغانستان بخشش خواست. تشکر از شما که جایزه جنگ خود را به ناتو باز انداختید که آن جایزه ضد معنای زندگی بود. از خانواده جیکاب تشکر که یک بچه بزرگ کردن که بهانه نکرد که جهان ما درست است. جهان ما درست نیست. به این خاطر ما عامل خواهی کشی شده و روش نابودی جنگ را در جهان ببیند. محبت با جیکاب رضاکاران صلح افغانستان.
I will now read what Five has read in Dari in English. This is our message for Jacob and his family from Kabul, Afghanistan. When Jacob came to visit us in Kabul, he said, and spirit is what each of us wants, a spirit seizing peace within and without. Jacob, thank you. Jacob, thank you for your kindness in asking forgiveness from the people of Afghanistan. Jacob, thank you for throwing your war medals back to NATO because you understood that those medals opposed the meaning of life. Jacob's family, thank you for raising your child as a man who would not pretend that our world is okay. Our world is not okay. That's why we will try our best in Afghanistan to continue Jacob's tune and ride so that our next generation can see an end not only to war in Afghanistan, but war as a human method in the world. With love from all of us in Afghanistan, the Afghan Peace Volunteers. Thank you.
And eventually Brock will bring us in. And then Erica, go ahead.
Thank you very much to the Afghan Volunteers for Peace and to everyone who has made this memorial possible. This is Erica Thorne. Jacob, from the 3-week intensive training that he took with my organization, Training for Change, in June of 2011. He and I became very close because, for many reasons, we were both warriors. As my father was a World War II vet on 100% service-connected disability, there was much to talk about and to feel about in terms of what war can do to a person and for a person. I send my deepest heart greetings to Jacob's family, especially his younger brother. I didn't meet you, and Jacob and I talked about you in loving ways, nothing but loving ways, over the last year and a half. And I send also my heart's love to the activists in Omni who provided a base for Jacob and who welcomed me so warmly just on August 22nd and 24th of this year, which is when I last spent time with Jacob. I want you all to know who are there and with whom I'm there in spirit, but not physically, that when Jacob greeted me at the airport when I came in on August 22nd, we hugged, as we always do, and he said, "Welcome to Arkansas." And I said, "Yes, it's my first time. I'm so excited to be here." And he said, "This has been the most beautiful summer in Arkansas that I believe I ever remember. It's been cool, and the days are beautiful, and it's so green, and I can ride my bike almost all the time." And those words were exactly some of why Jacob and I loved each other so deeply. We both loved to bicycle, to deal with things, and to deal with stress, and both loved the land and the country, and had both grown up rurally. And I want folks to know that while it is so shocking and confounding for Jacob to be gone from us, and so deeply, deeply wounding, that at that time when I talked with him, he felt very clear about how much he expressed to me very clearly how much he loved his family, how much he loved his little brother, how sometimes there were things to work out, and he felt that the very most difficult of those things were behind you, behind him, and that he and I were able to completely connect on a heart channel that we always had, on a heart to heart as we always had. I know that all of us know that there must have been things that we did not know about what was happening with Jacob, and I believe completely in how clear he was about his love for the folks, for his family, and for the people that meant a lot to him. That he definitely knew, and I have every belief that he has taken that with his spirit, and that love is the answer, and I believe he knew that. Thank you all very, very much for allowing me to speak. And I'll be with you all in spirit all day through the music and the celebration as well as the tears. They're both are happening up here in Minneapolis too. Thank you.
Thanks for bearing with the technical difficulties. They were calling all the way from across the other side of the world, from the Bamyan Mountains where those famous Buddha statues were blown up in 2001. So it was really incredible that they were able to participate in this.
Thank you, Brock. Thanks for facilitating all that. Robin?
It's all right. I'm a little vertically challenged. For those of you that don't know, I'm Jacob's mom, and I'd like to share with you something that I shared at the CD release party, and that is, even as a tiny, tiny child, he displayed a very strong will to follow his own heart, and I have some of his other mothers here today that will attest to that. And he also began to display some very strong leadership qualities, and I began to pray very fervently that he would recognize these gifts he had, and that he would develop them and use them to help others and to make a difference in this world. And when I heard the CD, Soldier's Heart, in its entirety for the first time, I knew the prayers of my heart, mother's heart, had been answered. And even though this mother's heart is broken today, for the songs left unwritten, the stories left untold, the lives left untouched, we do still have Soldier's Heart. And thanks to the work and generosity of so many people, we have enough copies for everybody to have the CD, everybody to have the Soldier's Heart storybook, which now has been revised to include his picture and obituary. Jacob often referred to me and himself and his sister and Brother Jordan as his sweet little family. Well, we have other family here today I would like to recognize, because I want everybody to know, I know a lot of you just knew him as the veteran or the peace proponent, but you know, he was also a son, life partner, grandson, brother, very much adored uncle, nephew, cousin. My mother is here with us today. She's almost 90 years old. She's Jacob's only remaining grandparent. She's Granny. Mother, would you stand up? My brother, Paul, and his daughters, Jackie and Emily's fiance, and Jackie's daughter, Kylie, with us today, all the way from Little Rock. Aunt Doris, Jeannie, Johnny, Jennifer, Rocky,